How's it going, boys? Johnny Superbman here, and it's time for another NHL 14 Shootout commentary. And this time, I want to talk about the New York Rangers-Montreal Canadiens series that ended, and congratulations to both the New York Rangers for making it to the Stanley Cup Finals and the Montreal Canadiens for a great year. Final Four, I mean, any team at the beginning of the year, if you can say, hey, would you like a season where you could make it to the Final Four, the Eastern Conference or the Western Conference Finals? I think a lot of teams would agree with that, right? So, still a great year for Montreal. But the thing I don't like about the series is I feel like there's still a lot between these two teams. And when I say that, I mean that, I think that there's a lot of Montreal Canadian fans that feel like they could have won if so-and-so didn't happen or if so-and-so did happen. For example, Kreider running into Carey Price. I know a lot of Montreal Canadian fans did not like that. And, with that play, I don't want to comment and say whether it was an accident or whether it wasn't an accident or an intentional accident, as they call them, right? But Montreal, I know there's an instigator penalty, but that game, I would have taken care of Kreider. One of your tough guys needs to step up and just pummel him, the very shift or the next shift. I don't care if it's a mistake. I don't care if he's sorry. I don't care if it was an accident. You hurt my goalie. You hurt my main goalie. You're going to get hurt now, and that's the rule of it, right? But instead, I don't know if this was the reason, but Prost hitting Derek Stepan, getting injured, right? You shouldn't have gone after Stepan. Should have taken care of Kreider, and that's why I hate the instigator rule. I don't care if it was a mistake by Kreider. He should have had to deal with that, the consequences of that. All right, because I know the Montreal Canadiens fans. Tokarski did fine as a goaltender, but still, Carey Price was Carey Price. He doesn't just make saves; he fills your team with confidence, right? He's a leader in there. So I know a lot of Montreal Canadian fans did not like what happened with Carey Price, but man, you should have dealt with Kreider right after that. Now, hang on a second. Hagelin, nice little spinorama. Oh no! Come on, take the puck with you. All right, so there's one storyline. Obviously, the Prost hit on Stepan, 2-game suspension. The John Moore hit on Dale Weiss, right? Dan Carcillo getting 10 games. Vanek disappearing for the Montreal Canadiens, already saying that he's going to free agency. And also the referees. Now, hang on a second, Lundqvist. What do we do? Dirty Birdie, maybe? Dirty Birdie! Oh, he would have had me if you put it top shelf. But, the referees. Do you guys think that the referees were okay in this series? That's the one thing I hate about the playoff games is when a team loses and they blame the entire series on the referees. And I'm not saying the Montreal Canadiens or their fans are doing that, but just myself, I didn't like the referees in that series. Too many calls, man. Just too many. Like, let them play sometimes. Richards, let's do a one-handed windmill. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. No, that's not going in. Nice little save right there. So I'll put that to you guys. What do you guys think about the series from the New York Rangers perspective and the Montreal Canadiens perspective? It's weird for the Montreal Canadiens. I thought they were a team that were just hell-bent on winning after getting through. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah! Stick out that toe, Lundqvist. After getting through Tampa in convincing fashion. Then Boston. After they got through Boston, man. But I wonder, were they out of steam after Boston? Did their top players just not show up against the Rangers? Were the Rangers just the better team, led by this man, Martin St. Louis? Or was it just a pile of things like the Kreider hit on Price? Oh, baby! Oh, baby! The Kreider hit on Price with the suspensions, with the penalty calls, because if that's the case, I hate that. I look at the Chicago Blackhawks and LA series, and that's a series where I felt like it was decided. The better team won. Barely anything between those two teams, right? I mean, Chicago, amazing team still, even though they lost in Game 7 overtime. But it was decided on the ice. This series, not so much. Suspensions everywhere, penalties everywhere, bad blood. Get out of here. But still, I mean, congratulations to both teams. And actually, Montreal, you got to think about it. At the beginning of this year, right, Rene Bourque was kind of thought of as as a player that wasn't really part of your core anymore. And Tokarski, I mean, he wasn't on anyone's radar. He was still a prospect. Now, hang on. Let's do a, spinorama. Try it again. Rick Nash got better hands. Come on, shoot it! He wouldn't shoot. I had the far side wide open there. Oh, man. But back to my point. Any team that ever goes to the Final Four, right? Everybody that you play during the playoff run, their trade value skyrockets. Now, I'm not saying that you should trade these guys, right? Obviously not. But Rene Bourque, I guarantee you his trade value has gone through the roof after this playoff run, right? So what do you want from Rene Bourque? Do you want to bring him back? Or do you try to see what his market value is? Because I guarantee you, it went up. Same thing with the Dustin Tokarski. Before, he was just a prospect. Now, I'd imagine tons of teams would want to get him to try to snag him up as a starting goalie of the future, right? I'd say he's more valuable than James Reimer, and I was thinking James Reimer could get at least a second, maybe, right? So Tokarski, I mean, could you get maybe a first for Tokarski? Or do you want to hold on to him for one more year as a designated backup, right? Or is that a waste of him? So there's a lot of play. Dale Weiss is another player, right? Thomas Vanek is gone. I don't want to spark the anger of the Montreal Canadiens fans from Thomas Vanek, but it's still a great year for Montreal. All right, so I just want to put a bunch of different questions to you guys out there, Ranger fans and Montreal Canadiens fans. Brandon Prust, John Moore hit on Dale Weiss, Prust hit on Stepan, Kreider running Carey Price, Dan Carcillo, dumbass, Vanek disappearing, and the referees. All right, I want to put those opinions to you guys. I want to hear your opinions, and I'll see you in the next one.